Geobraun on the rogue, which it looks like it's a tempo rogue, and Edelweiss on the warrior.
I'm going to slide myself over just this way so we can actually see a little bit more of the cards. There we go. Okay. Don't want to be too close to her, though.
You're a jerk.
I don't want her to murder me from last time. All right, so Edelweiss right now, it's looking like she's playing. We'll pull up her deck real quick.
It's a taunt warrior.
Taunt warrior without the quest.
Right.
Like, yeah. And so looking to throw the war one down and then Baron get it afterwards. The bad part is with that one is you're going to armor up to 2 armor, so you put her at 16 health. Geo, though, has a lot of good answers right now.
Yeah.
You can do Firefly into find some Vile Spine Slayer, take out the Baron Geddon.
And it looks like he is going to be trying to set up this lethal. He'll be 2 off for right now with the Leroy and the Eviscerate in hand. And then 3 from the Vile Spine and 1 from the Dagger that puts him at 14. So he's 2 off lethal right now.
There's a lot of good taunts right now in Edelweiss's hand. So he's going to do that. He's going to Vile Spine Slayer the Baron Geddon. He'll punch 3 to face. Dagger. And he's going to dagger back up again. Not that good of a draw right now. So
actually, I think he might have had lethal there. If he left the Baron Geddon up, it would have killed her. Because it's an extra 2, isn't it? Could be wrong about that. So Edelweiss is going to put the Rush Minion into the first Vile Spine. Ooh.
Who's playing?
Faldori Strider.
That's something you like to play.
It is.
It's definitely something you like to play.
It is my kind of card.
Well, he's going to backstab into Eviscerate, push some more damage to face.
4 more damage. Trying to set up for this Leroy, and Edelweiss has some more taunts to get in there. So
got another Golem in there.
This is actually Odd Warrior. I just realized this.
Yeah, you're correct. It is Odd
there's
Warrior.
There's a Baku.
It is Odd Warrior.
The Golem most likely came off of Stonehill, or maybe not Stonehill, but another card because it's an even. Ooh, I think, is that enough? With the Shadow Step, I see.
I believe that is a 4.
5.
He's gonna Vile Spine Slayer the Golem.
No, it's not.
No.
He's still off by I think 3 or 4.
He's gonna push.
So this hero power is really keeping Geobraun at bay here.
Right now there are no taunts in. Otherwise, ooh, pulls up a very good taunt right there. Stonehill Defender. Hope you can get her 2 taunts off of that.
Absolutely.
So Stonehill Defender definitely needs to be played right now.
That's a very big taunt. Furious Etten. I think I think it would be more prudent of her to take maybe the Tar Creeper.
The Tar Creeper and to be able to armor up as well.
Yeah, and tank up.
Yeah.
Because that's still a difficult minion for Geobraun to deal with, especially now that he is out of, or doesn't have any. Does he?
And for us,
looks like there might be one Shadow Step left.
Yeah. So he goes for the Etten. So really big taunt. Questing Adventurer comes out.
Geobraun will probably play the Questing Adventurer just to build even more of a board to keep Edelweiss on the back pedal.
So many options.
He doesn't have a clean way of getting through the Etten unless he wants to take 5 face damage or uses Leroy. Figuring out the trades, probably put the Feldori Strider into the Stonehill Defender.
So many options.
He could put the Leroy and the Vile Spine into the Etten.
That just leaves him really with no board whatsoever, though.
That and I'm trying to see if he has any other major finishers other than... He's got Leroy and 2 Cold Bloods as his finisher, so Geobraun's probably hesitant to use the Leroy to clear. So it looks like he's just gonna
dagger up and pass. This is really definitely not a good turn for him at all.
No, that was a tough one for sure. And now Edelweiss has
a Gore Howl, can armor up some more.
Yeah, she has more time to armor up now. So
she's probably gonna
and that Feldori Strider will probably get taken out by the Rabid Worgen, one of the rush minions from the new set. Decides to armor up. This is why I like cards like that.
Gets the Spider, pulls an Auctioneer, but nothing at all to be able to use it.
Unfortunately. And unfortunately, that Spider actually comes out and is asleep, so you can't use it on the turn that it comes out, unfortunately.
So pretty much the line right here is probably Questing Adventurer down. Maybe Leroy to take out the Etten.
I think he's still going to save the Leroy to try and finish this out, considering how low Edelweiss's health is right now. Leroy with Cold Blood could likely finish her.
All right,
but he is giving
back up.
Yeah, he is giving her more time to continue. Oh boy. Zola comes into the hand. Zola. I always forget.
It's an Iron Beak Owl Questing Adventure. I'm definitely gonna
taunts for days.
Zola the Etten, get that big taunt out for next turn, and clear up this board pretty well.
Well, it's a 1/1, isn't it? Or is it just a golden?
It's a golden. It'll be a golden version. Yep.
Confusing my cards a little there.
Take out the Questing Adventurer, which I think is probably the better play for than going to face.
More spiders.
Got another one. All right, can start cycling with the Gadgeon Auctioneer now.
Yep. We've got the pictures of Edelweiss and Geobraun up now.
Can't see the cards no more. That's a shame.
That's okay.
That's all right. So he's gonna drop the Auctioneer down. He's gonna start cycling cards.
So he'll get 2 cards off of this. That's a card.
That's definitely a card.
That's helpful as well.
That's definitely a free cycle right there. Pulls another Spider.
More spiders, yeah. So that's the last Spider in his deck, so. Unless he put in a Feldori Strider before we got into the match, in which case there would be more spiders. But not entirely sure on that one since we jumped into the middle of this.
I think he's probably going to take out the Iron Beak Owl, dagger back up.
Right. So I believe that Edelweiss will drop the Etten, tank up, and use the Town Crier. That way she uses all of her mana. However, she could also use the Rabid Worgen to take out the Gadgetson, but she's going to use her face instead and use the
but
Gorehound. That's putting her real low. I think that's it, though.
I believe his game.
Is it? No? Maybe? Perhaps? That should be it. More spiders. There was a second Faldori spider.
All the spiders. There's too many spiders there to even look at. But that is
And there it is.
That is.
So
bringing it back.
Geobraun takes the game. Rogue versus Taunt Warrior. So now we're tied up 2-2. Going to game 5.
Going to game 5. And you know what? I wouldn't expect anything less from these two. They play each other all the time. They've been in so many finals with each other.
It's pretty insane.
I can't even count how many times they've been in finals or been in top 4 and played each other. So yeah, so it's definitely a nice little rivalry between those two. So
absolutely. That's why it always takes so long, too, because they know each other so well.
Oh,
so
a lot of their matches always say I don't think I've ever seen a match between those two guys, between both of them, go any less than a half hour to an hour. They go all the way. Sometimes it's a pain to wait for them to get done because they're usually always the last ones if they're together. So
I believe that I saw that Edelweiss has her Warlock left, and I believe that Geobraun has his Priest left, I think. I thought I noticed.
Okay, so...
Yeah, so let's take a look at...
Geo is playing... what is he? He's playing Mind Blast Priest for Geo. And then...
That's right. Edelweiss was playing that earlier, too. But she's got her Warlock left, which I believe is Cube Lock.
Is Cube with the with Rin?
Okay. No Umbra in this one.
Actually, I take that back. She is not playing Cube. She's playing straight Control.
Oh,
there is no Cube in this deck whatsoever. So she's playing Rin. Yep, she's playing Rin in her deck with Godfrey. 2 Twisting Nethers.
Wow.
So he's running 1 Acidic Swamp Roost, 1 Gnome Feratu, which I love that card. That, to me, I think is like one of the best Warlock cards. I love that card so much. And I love being able to play that on turn 2 and then burning something that, especially against another Warlock.
Needs,
I know I've played 2 games in a row that I burned Minari both games. And I got to concede right afterwards. So it's like, yeah, that's a great card. I love playing that card.
That's especially fantastic against Cube Lock because if you burn something that they actually really need, like a demon,
or a pack to use it for Cube, yeah.
Yeah, if it gets burned, then it doesn't come back with Gul'dan.
Nope.
It's just gone, which is fantastic.
All right, sounds like we're getting into the 5th and final game between them. So it'll be Geo on his Priest and Edelweiss on her Warlock.
Yes, I really want to see how this Control Warlock plays out.
All right,
it's going to be a couple minutes. I'm just looking at... She has a voodoo doll in there.
So I think this is the only Priest that I've seen so far that has brought this package right here, which is... I will fight with honor. Oh, so Pally was not banned. Okay, so we had a little miscommunication. So... For Geo is playing his Paladin, and Edelweiss is playing her Warrior. That's right. Warrior was her last deck. That was the only one that she able to play. She's already won 2. So Geo with his Paladin, Edelweiss with her Warrior. Geo is playing. He is.
It's even.
It is even Paladin for him. And then Edelweiss with her Control Lock. So this is going to be a really, really good matchup. Control versus aggro. So we're going to see how it goes.
Edelweiss has a very good starting hand.
She has a really good starting
she
hand
can-
against him.
She can combat his early minions with the stone hills and slow him down that way, buy her more time
Yep.
to get to her later turns where her bigger taunts will come into
Rabbit
play.
Warg in hand as well to take out any minions she needs to, because usually a lot of the minions for a paladin are pretty small at the beginning. So
Right.
looks like Geo's about to drop down a plated beetle.
He's contemplating between that or the
Armani Berserker.
Yes, Armani Berserker. So I expected her to tank up there. She has plenty of time and plenty of
Resources for her to use. Yep.
to defend herself. So
Armani Berserker does come down.
right.
Push a little bit more damage to his face. But she has so many answers right now in her hand to deal with a board like this.
Reckless Flurry is there. It doesn't completely clear the board.
She won't be. She will not be able to use it. I'd say she would probably hold that. I think Micro Protect is probably the best answer.
To even out the board. a bit.
Doesn't really get what she wants. She would really wanted the Berserker or the Beetle, but she gets a
Silver hand.
dude instead.
All right. Geobraun has 2 Serenites in his hand. He's probably debating whether to drop them because he's most likely worried about overextending this early in the game. She has Brawl.
Reckless
and
Fury as well can
Reckless
be played next
Flurry.
turn with coin.
Yes. She has a lot of resources in this deck, and I doubt he wants to overextend
is-
too early.
And he says, forget all that. I am going face with the Armani Berserker.
Sounds good. Ooh, this is clever.
That's
Big
very,
game hunter
that is
tech.
very clever. So she pings the Armani Berserker with the dude, or with the 1/1 to bump it up to 9, so you can use the big game hunter to kill it. Very nice.
Haven't seen big game hunter tech in a while.
I don't think I've ever seen a big game hunter in a long time, actually.
Yeah.
So
Not since a year or so ago, maybe. She's got a clean answer to that chain gang, so
she's definitely
Geo
in a
is-
very, very good spot right
ooh,
now.
Geo just
Geo
picks up
does
Call to
pick up
Arms.
Call to Arms, which
definitely
is very nice.
a card he was looking for. And he can play the Direwolf as well. Decides to make a dude instead. Paladin really gets a ton of value off of its hero power, so you really want to be pressing that button every turn.
Every turn you can. But Reckless Fury easily cleans up this board. Gives Geo an extra 3 armor, but still that board right there was easily cleaned up.
Right. So Edelweiss is just taking her time, keeping Geo off as much as possible. It's really, he is the aggressor in this matchup.
Definitely.
So he really needs to put her under pressure to either force a misplay or rush her down.
Oh, he picks up a Spike Ridge Steed. So this would be very nice for him right now.
That is a good card.
Taking down that armor so she cannot use Shield Slam if needed.
Right, that's also another key point in this matchup, to keep her armor down as much as possible. She picks up a shield block, which will definitely be helpful. Contemplating the Brawl here. Decides to shield slam the 3/7.
Yep, she'll Shield Slam the 3/7. She'll take out
The 2/6.
She'll take out the
with the
Stegodon.
core
So
Howl.
oh, but he pulls out another. He pulls out
Ooh.
another Spike Ridge Steed to go back to where they were. And that definitely has to hurt, because
For sure.
That was a lot of resources used, and she's back to square one where she was more than 2 seconds ago.
She was contemplating the Brawl last turn as well. She still has that as a resource. Along with double whirlwinds. She is a faceless manipulator that she could use on the powered up dude, make her own powerful dude with Stegodon attached.
And Geo does not run a spell break. Correction, he runs 1 spell breaker in his deck too. So that face manipulator could be pretty good right now.
Right, absolutely.
This jungle hides
Decides to go with Elise. Have not seen Elise in a while either. She kind of fell out of
With
the
a lot
meta with
with a
Raza.
lot of other, like a couple other control decks she was in, but fell out with.
Geo's gonna go with the dire wolf here, and the true silver champion.
And
He's gonna. I expect him. He's just gonna go face. Okay.
Like he's got the taunt minion up right now. He's gonna have he pretty much has 2 taunt minions up right now, and just a lot of damage to face right now, especially with what Edelweiss has in her hand.
Right. He honestly does not have a ton of follow-up on this upcoming turn, though. He has the silver sword, but otherwise the rest of his cards right now are clears. And so they're not getting a lot of value, considering Edelweiss is taking her time keeping minions off the board.
Yep.
So.
And it looks like she should be able to clear this entire board. She's gonna drop down the Town Crier.
Town Crier is a new card. Allows you to draw a rush.
She's
from
gonna
your
wait.
deck.
She's gonna use She's gonna use the whirlwinds and then drop down the Crier. Pick up the Rapid War again. Clear this board very nicely.
Yep. Now,
And armor
Geobraun can clear this very easily. We'll see if he uses a Consecrate, considering he has 2 in his hand. I don't necessarily expect him to, because it's not a ton of value. But I doubt he's going to get more value for it than here. So I think either choice is valid.
He still has a Wild Pyromancer in hand. He's gonna drop that down. He also has still has 2 equalities in hand too. So if he needs to get rid of minions, hopefully he can pull an equality out.
Right.
He's just gonna continue to try to apply that pressure and push face damage.
Ooh, another Town Crier for Edelweiss. That's a good card.
Oh, Darius Crowley. This is probably one of my favorite warrior cards out for the new expansion. It's a 5-mana 4/4 Wit Rush. Every time you kill a minion, you gain 2/2. Now she has a 6/5 in hand right now. That's a really powerful card.
Wow. She can faceless that next turn. So what will Geo do? He's got some options. He really does need to take care of this Darius, though, if before she gets more value.
I don't think he can. You're talking about you have Night Juggler drops down. You're gonna make a dude for at least 1 ping.
Right.
He has no other ways to ping a minion. He has another Consecration in hand, but he doesn't have any equality to go with it. This Crowley's going to get bigger and bigger right now.
Right. Looking at the silver sword. Unfortunately, Edelweiss has been keeping Geobraun's board very clear, so that's not getting a ton of value.
So she has 2 Stonehill Defenders still in hand as well, and a Face Manipulator. I really believe she is going to use that Face Manipulator next turn, depending on if he even puts anything out on the board.
Right. So Geobraun's going to push face, just keep chugging, see if he can get there.
He does not put anything out. He does not want that buffed up any more than it already is.
Right.
She picks up a shield block. get that extra armor in there, can armor up again with a Stonehill Defender.
Value for days.
That is a
Infinite
lot of value.
Stonehill Defenders.
That is a lot of
That
value.
is a lot
She
of
can go with
value.
another
She can go
Stonehill
with
Defender,
Echo.
or she can take the Phantom Militia, hold that in her hand still. If he does play a Consecration within equality with a Consecration, just put her board back and refill her board again. Picked up the second Amani Berserker.
So, what do you think he's looking for specifically in his deck? Probably the equality, my guess.
I would think the equality Consecration Clear is what he's looking for right now, because he really has no way to deal with her board right now, and he does not really want to put any minions down that will make Crowley just eat it up and just get buffed bigger.
Absolutely. Decides to go with the Knife Juggler. I think Geo's looking to get those juggles on the
I think he's
Stonehill.
trying to get the juggles on both Stonehill. Can he get it? He does not get the juggles. Not at all. Does get the buffs though, but you can still take out the 2/2 with Crowley. Buff it up again.
So Edelweiss
Faces
does
Manipulator,
have.
yep.
Oh boy.
That is a big minion.
Yes, yes it is. And she has another Stonehill Defender as well. She's going to go with the Ironbeak Owl to just totally clear off the Knife Juggler and armor up. And
now, he can kill Crowley, but so he's going to Loot Hoarder down. He's going to will he buff the Loot Hoarder?
Looks like he's going to.
So he buffs the Loot Hoarder. He takes 8 damage to face. He
That's
buffs
rough.
it. He buffs the Loot Hoarder again. We have a 7/6 Loot Hoarder out there. Ooh, a gluttonous. Ooh,
That is a
beautiful pickup.
Not only does it get rid of that silver sword, but she's also
get
gaining
another
armor off of
3
it.
armor off of that.
Taunts for days.
Ooh, do you take
Those are
the
large
Sleepy
minions.
Dragon?
You could take the Sleepy Dragon.
I would probably take the. I would take the Tar Lord.
I would
It's
take
1
the
less
Tar Lord.
health, but you get 5 attack out of it. Plus, you're able to armor up with that turn. So the Tar Lord is probably the best pick for her.
Right.
But I like dragons. So I would like to take. I would like to take the Sleepy Dragon because I just like dragons. But she doesn't. She takes the Sentry actually. So she's gonna.
I think that's fair as well. I think. Oh, and Geobraun finally picked up the equality.
Finally picked up an equality.
Which is unfortunate that he already had to use the Consecrate. But that'll still make it easier to clear other minions in the future. So it looks like Edelweiss is going to drop the Baku.
I think she really needs to take out the Silverhand Recruit. Use that last swing of the Gorhowl to take out the Silverhand Recruit. So cannot take out that Baku with the equality if Geo decides to use it.
Right.
Takes out the dude with the last hit of the Gorhowl, 3 to face. Oh, he picks up the second equality. That is not what he wanted. That is definitely not what he wanted.
This is not the order he wanted to draw his cards
Not
in
at all.
Geobraun not having the best draw. He's hanging in there, though.
Oh, he picks up the Baron Geddon. Going to drop Baron Geddon. Going to armor up and just push 7 to face. That is
Wow.
unbelievable.
This taunt warrior is just outlasting everything that the paladin is throwing at it.
And that
is
the game. That was Jen Greymane picked up. That is a game. Edelweiss wins the series 3-2 over Geobraun. And
that was a
really long game. That was a long match. That was a really long match.
Both players playing to their outs and thinking through every single play. You could tell just how carefully each of them was playing.
Yeah, they took the time between for each of their turns. Fortunately, Geobraun just right at the end he just started losing that momentum with his